my loves, welcome back to another video. I hope you are all doing okay. Today I'm going to be basically putting a video together which is a few tips of becoming a nail tech in 2023. Now I have done these videos for 2022 and I believe 2021 as well. So I will pop a link up there in the corner for both of those videos in case you didn't see those, but I wanted to do a little bit of an updated one for 2023. Now, all of the points that I made in the other videos are still completely valid, so it would be really helpful for you to go and watch the other videos as well because they're full of loads of different tips for becoming a nail tech in the new year, basically. Now, this video, I wanted to just kind of bring in a few more kind of tips that I've kind of taken on board along the way, and I also just kind of wanted to do a little bit on basically costings as well. So obviously I actually did my qualification in 2020, so I can only kind of go off how much it kind of cost me at that time. Obviously things might have gone up a little bit, but I just wanted to kind of go over a few costs of what kind of cost you're going to be looking at for becoming a nail tech as well. But yeah, so I have done a few chatty videos recently, and I'm just a little bit wary of not doing too many. So basically what I'm going to be doing alongside that is I'm going to be creating a new set for my Instagram. So if you don't know, I create content on my Instagram for different sets and stuff. So I very rarely post client pictures. I only really post sets that I've created on myself, just because I like to try new things and just create content for Instagram and basically inspo for other nail techs and for my clients as well. So I did a little bit of a Valentine's Day one, and I've taken a picture of this and I've got it in my drafts to post. So that's not on my Instagram just yet. I'll pop my little handle for Instagram at the bottom of the screen if you guys want to go and follow me on there. That would be amazing. But yeah, basically what I'm going to be doing alongside this video whilst I'm chatting to you guys, I'm just going to be filing off my old design and doing a new design for my Instagram, and I will keep you updated throughout just to show you what I'm using, because I do get a few questions every now and then just about how I kind of do my sets, change it up for just to create different content. And all I do is just file the design off, top coat and start again. When my biab needs infilling, I'll infill it. But I only infilled my biab not that long ago, so I don't need to infill it today. I just need to do the design over the top. I did actually see on TikTok about other obviously content creators in the nail industry, and they use a peel off base coat from Barry M, which I used to use when I did acrylic practice. But yeah, I wanted to use it for when I create different designs. So if I use the peel off base coat and then literally just peel the design off and then I can start again, rather than wasting top coat by going over it when I filed it off. But it didn't work that well, I'm not gonna lie. It didn't just peel off like it said it did. And yeah, so I'm not going to do that this time, even though I probably should, but I can't bother waiting for it to dry. So I'm just being lazy basically. So I'm going to be filing this off and doing another design whilst I go over a few little tips on becoming a nail tech in 2023, including some costings in there as well. I've got my cup of tea at the ready, so if you guys don't already, go and grab one and we will get into it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to start filing off my old design whilst I go into my first point and my first tip for becoming a nail tech in 2023. And my first one is to follow your own niche and follow exactly how you want to be as a nail tech. Now, my problem with when I first started doing nails is that I had absolutely no clue what my kind of niche was, and I think that's quite important to start out and actually find out what kind of nails are, what are going to be your favourite to kind of do, because a lot of people have different kind of areas that they specialise in. People have very, very intricate and detailed nail art that they are able to do. I am not one of those people that can do that kind of stuff. I was never good at art as a child or as an adult, and I just can't do it. But like I say, I have mentioned this in a lot of my videos, just because you see nail techs, creating very, very in-depth and, very detailed nail art, that doesn't mean that you have to be that way. You literally just need to find what kind of nails you like and what kind of nails, one, you're good at, one you like doing, and what you want to be kind of encouraging on your page. Because a lot of the sets that I kind of create on my Instagram are what my clients are going to see, well, what my potential future clients are going to see. And sometimes, like, well, a lot of the time I'll get clients from Instagram and Facebook, you know, from like when I've posted content and stuff. And that's going to be, they're going to see the kind of nails that, one, you're good at, and two, that you enjoy doing. And that is what you're kind of primarily going to be asked for. Like, don't get me wrong, I get asked for, you know, sets a lot of the time that I haven't created. And obviously at that point, that's when you kind of have to be honest with the client and say, you know, whether you're capable of doing it or not. But like I say, do not feel like just because you go on Instagram and you see these nail techs creating these crazy long sets and, you know, full of nail art, that is the kind of nail tech that you need to be, because it's not. Don't get me wrong, like, following trends and stuff is important, and kind of like just to get your page out there and things. But like I say, like when I first started doing nails, I just kind of like looked at what everyone else was doing and I was like, all right, okay, so I need to be doing these mega long acrylic sets that, you know, everyone else is doing, seeing designs that everyone else was doing, and I just kind of tried to recreate it. And it took me probably like a good 12 months to realise that actually wasn't really what I was enjoying and what I kind of wanted to be as a nail tech. And now I love like the minimalistic vibes, you know, just kind of like build the gel sets and, you know, with quite minimalistic nail art. And that is fully my niche. That is what I love. That's what I like to do. And that's what I like to think I'm okay at. But like I say, when I first started, and I've mentioned this again in you know, other videos, that I kind of just expected that, you know, you just have to like fit in with the crowd. And that is one thing that I just don't suggest. Don't follow the crowd. Don't feel like you have to do what everyone else is doing. You find something that you're comfortable with and a pace that you're comfortable at going at, and you just stick to it. I was far too busy looking at what everybody else was doing and what every other, you know, nail tech was creating, and I thought that's how I needed to be. And it is basically, it's far from the truth. You just need to literally find exactly what you enjoy doing, and at the end of the day, that is what you're going to be asked for most of the time, because people can see that, you know, you've created that set and they know what it's going to look like and they're going to be happy with it. So yeah, that is just one major thing that I wasted a lot of time doing. I wasted a lot of time just following the crowd and not kind of going with, you know, finding my niche and what I kind of like. So yeah, literally don't feel like you have to follow everyone else, because you really don't. It's not about where everyone else is at. I was far too busy looking at what everyone else was doing and thinking, oh my God, why can't I create sets like that when I've literally been doing nails for like 2-3 months? And it's actually ridiculous. I literally used to compare myself all the time, and I would compare my day one with somebody else's like experience, like who had like 4 years experience. And that is just, I know it's easier said than done, but it is absolutely ridiculous, and it's just not realistic. Like, obviously you're not going to be creating the same sets as somebody that's got a lot more experience on you. And yeah, just literally focus on what you like doing, go at your own pace, and find the stuff that you're good at and stick with it, and you will absolutely smash it. So what I've done is I've just grabbed the colours that I'm going to use. I've just filed off that old design, and these are the colours that I'm going to be using. So I have Water Lily, Pastel, V101 and Hashtag Blessed. And I've also grabbed my top coat as well. And basically what I'm going to be doing is I created a design in the autumn, which you guys absolutely loved. I'll pop it in the corner so that you can see it. And I basically want to recreate this set for Valentine's Day. So I want to bring in the bright colours back, because I don't know about you, but I am ready, even though it is January. I'm ready for spring and summer, and I'm ready to get back into that. So yeah, I thought it'd be cute to do a little V-Day set, and these are the colours that I'm going to be using. And basically what I'm going to be doing is the 3 solid colours on these nails, and then doing the kind of like the little design on these two. So I'm just going to top coat these two and then do a block colour on the other three. And the block colour that I'm going to be using is Water Lily. So I will do that now whilst I go on to my next point. And the next point is quite a difficult one because it is all to do with social media. And this is a difficult one because what I kind of like to stress for people that are starting out to into the nail world is not to focus on followers and just focus more on clients. Now, it is very, very difficult. I did the exact same thing when I first started out, is that I was so focused on my followers and thought, oh my God, I don't have as many followers as these other people and people aren't going to want to book with me because I don't have a lot of followers. And that was one thing that I was kind of worried about. And I still stand by that. I still stand by the fact that, you know, followers are not everything. And somebody with thousands, over 10k followers may not have a booked out diary, and there could be someone with 200 followers that has a booked out diary. Like, just because you have followers doesn't mean that they are clients. And I think that is one thing that you need to remember, that it literally, I have nail techs on Instagram that literally I see advertising loads of appointments that they have, and they have thousands and thousands of followers. And then I have nail techs that have like 200 followers and they're like, I'm fully booked for Jan and Feb. And I'm just like, that is literally, it just goes to show. And yeah, like I say, I still stand by that. But one thing that I don't want to get misconstrued is the fact that I still take a lot of pride in my Instagram, and I still think it is important to use kind of, obviously, Instagram and Facebook and all of those things are mainly where I get all of my clients from. A lot of it is word of mouth as well, but when you're starting out, Instagram and Facebook groups and stuff like that is where most of your clients are going to be. And I take pride in my Instagram. I have done from the start. I am fussy about my Instagram, as you've probably seen if you follow me on there. I am quite fussy with what I post, and sometimes I don't post things because I don't think like they look as they look good enough and stuff like that. So I am kind of my own worst enemy. But what I think you need to not get mixed up is that you still need to have pride in your Instagram and your social media and stuff, because that is what your clients are going to see when they find you, and they are going to kind of, that's their first impression. And when it comes to like taking pictures and making sure your pictures look good and they stand out and stuff, and just being active on your social media as well is really, really important. I'm going to be, someone did ask me about doing a video on how to take pictures, like how I take my pictures for my Instagram and stuff, and I will be doing a separate video of that. But like I say, yeah, I think you just need to not get mixed up with kind of focusing on your followers too much, but still taking pride in your Instagram and your Facebook and being active on it, because that is where you're going to find your clientele, especially when you're starting out. You need to be posting on like kind of like your local areas Facebook groups, posting on Instagram, tagging the areas, because like I say, that is where most of your clientele will be. And then from there you will obviously get referrals from like word of mouth and things. And yeah, that is just one thing that it's hard to kind of find the middle ground with it and not be too kind of disheartened, but then also kind of still try and make quite a bit of effort with your Instagram and how your clients are gonna basically have their first impression of your business, and things like that. I'm just gonna set that, hence the strange angle. Yeah, because like I say, that is where I get most of my clients, and I would just put a little bit of effort into making sure you're getting plenty of nail pictures. Even if you're struggling with clients at the start, what I used to do if I didn't have clients, I would use any spare time. I still do now. If I have any spare time, for example, today's a Sunday, I don't do clients on a Sunday, and I'm basically creating content and for Instagram and for YouTube as well. So basically, whenever you're not working or you have gaps in your diary, use it to still be creating content for your social media, because that is where most of your clients are going to be. Don't be sitting around just waiting for the clients to come to you. Just keep being active on social media, and it's good for your kind of learning as well. Like, just practicing on yourself, I thought, is the best way for me. I used to have like practice hands and stuff that I didn't really like. I preferred a lot more practicing on myself. Yeah, just to kind of get a little bit of a feel for it. And it's obviously a lot more realistic. So yeah, that is a big point that I kind of wanted to make about social media. It's hard to not kind of get yourself stuck in a little hole of feeling like you're not good enough because you don't have enough followers or anything like that. I used to be, like I say, a lot more worried about it than I am now, because I don't even know how many regular clients. I don't need to worry about the number on my Instagram page, because at the end of the day, the clients that are coming into your business are the main thing. They're going to be your main income, and that is kind of what I like to focus on. The followers will come with it if that's what you're bothered about. But yeah, it's just one thing to kind of bear in mind, that just because people have a lot of followers doesn't mean that they have a full diary, and a full diary is a lot more important. So yeah, just try and bear that in mind. Now, another thing that I just wanted to mention was about research. So once you've finished your qualification, I don't know, obviously, whereabouts you guys are getting qualified, what kind of brands you're using for your qualification. But all I would say is just to continue your research online and stuff. Obviously, you won't always have your educators there. I've just popped a second coat on the 3 block colours, and I'm just going to set that again. Like I say, I'm not too sure what your support system will be like after you finish your qualification. But what I would say is just to continue your research and your learning on yourself. So again, look at like YouTube videos, for example, what I do, like tutorials, little advice videos, stuff like that. Especially for like your area, because one thing that I looked for things like that when I finished my qualification, and I found a lot of channels like in America and stuff that I wouldn't necessarily be able to buy the brands that they were using, and I kind of saw like a little bit of lack of support for like the UK nail techs, for like obviously knowing what brands to use and stuff, because you can't always get the same brands. And that is basically the whole reason I started my channel, is to basically fill that gap and to provide advice and, you know, tutorial videos and all that kind of jazz for the beginners out there. And that is exactly why I started my channel. So yeah, I just wanted to focus on that, and it is a big thing that you need to carry on doing even after you qualified, just to continue your learning and your research. And that also goes on to brands as well. Just make sure that you're researching into brands that you're using. When I first started, I had quite a few different brands that I wanted to basically trial, and I didn't want to just basically fix on one brand until I know that I was happy, and I knew that I was going to be happy with it, my clients were going to be happy with it, and that I basically liked the whole range before I kind of set into one brand. So just make sure you're doing plenty of research onto the brands that you're wanting to use, and yeah, just don't basically pick one just at random and think that you can just go for it. Just find out what works for you until you make that decision. I've just popped a little bit of each colour on my palette, and I'm just going to be adding the design on now whilst I go into basically the last point, which was a little bit of what I wanted to cover was the costings. So like I mentioned in the beginning of the video, I actually did my qualification in 2020. So the cost and stuff probably will have changed a little bit. And yeah, it was just something that I wanted to kind of cover, because I do get quite a few questions regarding costings and stuff, and I don't think that is a video that I've done yet. So yeah, I just wanted to go over basically how much you're kind of going to be looking at. Obviously it is hard to kind of put an exact figure on it, because I don't know what you're going to be basically wanting to be qualified in. You can either be qualified just within, like if you wanted to just do builder gel or gel nails, then obviously it'll probably be a little bit cheaper. And because when I basically started, I wanted to cover the whole shebang basically, and I qualified in my drill training, acrylic training and gel training, and it basically covered a lot of it. And another option for me was to have my course include kit as well. So I had basically nothing when I first started with regards to kit. I had absolutely nothing. Oh no. Little advice, don't lean over your gel palette. I've literally just sat in them and I've leaned over and got gel in my jumper. Amazing. So anyways, you can basically pay for your course to come with kit or without kit, so you may already have your own. But basically, I did the whole shebang, so I did everything, had everything included in my qualification, and it cost me just short of £1,000. I think it was like 900 and something, and that was just for my qualification. But again, that included my kit, it included being qualified in my drill training, gel and acrylic, so it had a lot included in it. And like I say, you can either pay less to just kind of have the qualification in gel, or you can pay less for basically if you didn't want the kit included. And yeah, that was just the option that I went with. And after that, basically the whole kind of point in the advertising of that course is that you're pretty much ready to go once you have completed the qualification. All that you needed after that was insurance. And we got basically some advice with regards to insurance, to use the ABT insurance, which is what I did. I just followed the advice from the qualification people, and I got my insurance through ABT, and it cost me, I think, £50 a year, which I didn't think was too bad at all. Do not, whatever you do not start doing clients without insurance, because yeah, that's going to be needed. And yeah, so other than that, once you've kind of got your qualification, you've got the basic kit and you've got insurance, you are near enough ready to go. The only thing that you're going to be needing to kind of decide after that is whether you're going to be doing mobile, whether you're going to be working in a salon, or whether you're going to be home-based. And then obviously it just kind of includes any costings with regards to whichever option you choose to move forward. Now I chose to be home-based, which obviously I work in, I've got like a little nail shed in the garden. I've actually done a nail room tour on my YouTube, which I will link the video in the top corner if you don't already know about it. I've done like a little tour of my nail space, so you can go and have a little nosy at that if you want to. But yeah, I basically chose to be home-based, and the cost with regards to either being home-based or salon-based or mobile will obviously differ then depending on where you go or what you do. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you a little bit of an insight into what the costings are going to kind of be when it comes to doing your qualification. Obviously different places will be different prices, but that is just what I paid. And I trained with Wonderland Training Academy, which I have done a separate video on again with regards to all of their courses. So basically, if you have any questions, I have probably done a video of it on my Instagram. So yeah, I've probably covered it. So if you do have any questions, pop them in the comments and I will let you know if I've done a video on it. And if I haven't, I will add it to my list of basically content to create for the new year. I have a list going on. Obviously, I have quite a few of you messaging me on Instagram or in the comments of my videos, which I always make a note of and pop the little suggestion on my list if I haven't already done it. I've got quite a few videos coming up. People want to see an e-file video going through all of the bits that I use. That's on my list. I've got a little video, I think coming soon, maybe with Madam Glam. They basically reached out to me asking if I could basically do a little video on some of their products, so that should be coming soon. What else have I got? Oh, the picture video, obviously how to take my pictures and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got quite a few bits coming up, but like I say, if you have a suggestion that is either one, not on my YouTube, or two, not in the list of content that I'm going to be creating in the future, then literally just drop me a message. Or even if you just need a little bit of advice on anything, then please don't hesitate to just ask, because I'm here to help, and that's the whole reason in this channel, basically, to help all of you beginners, because I was one once and I needed a hell of a lot of help, and I still do, almost 3 years on. So like I say, any kind of anything that you're struggling with, just literally give me a shout and I will help where I can. So I've just pretty much finished this design now. I just need to top coat it, and I will be getting some pictures for my Instagram. And you will probably see it on there if you follow me over there. But for now, I will bring this video to a close because I don't want it to get too long. If you made it to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. If you could subscribe, that would be absolutely amazing. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.